Welcome, everybody.
Yes.
To What's Your Bacon in 7 Questions, the show where we have distilled the meaning of life,
Nay.
the meaning of happiness.
Nay.
I don't know, whatever gets you through the day.
Meaning of everything.
Yeah, the meaning of all, down to just 7 questions.
Yes.
Today's guest, singer, multi-instrumentalist, songwriter, Alexander or Alex Millar of VATTICA, award-winning independent alternative rock band from Los Angeles, over 12 million streams, views, likes. They're also an activist, music director for the award-winning anti-racist collective Good Troublemakers, a queer artist community organization based in LA, working internationally. Alex, you do everything and all things. How you doing today?
I'm hanging in there. How about you folks?
We're doing all right.
We're doing okay.
I noticed I just misspelled my own name, so I'm off to a good start.
I like
On
that.
the screen there. That's good.
Alkex.
Alkex.
Yeah. It works.
But,
it works with the robot
works.
voice we were dealing with earlier. We had a little bit of
exactly.
I am Alkex.
Brutal. Alkex.
Are you ready for our listeners, our consumers, if you will, to get to know the nooks and crannies of your English muffin or the double stuff of your
I'm so
Oreo?
ready. Get in these nooks and these crannies.
We need to get in the nooks.
Perhaps my folds, my various.
We are nook fillers.
That sounds like Nook filler sounds like a Limp Bizkit cover band.
Wow. Wow.
It really
does.
Yes,
it does.
It really does.
Unbelievable. That's awesome.
And you know what? We're coming to you from Long Island, New York, which I believe is the capital of all tribute and cover bands in the world. After this, there will probably be.
You're going to be at the convention this year? You know what I mean?
It's being held.
Yeah,
it's being held in Long Island. So
they shine up the signal into the sky.
Indeed.
It's just a crying face with failed dreams on it. Yeah.
Yes, I follow that starlight home.
Yeah.
It's my North Star.
Just keep going. Keep shining.
Do it. It is all for the nookie.
It is.
Yeah.
No, it isn't.
Really?
It is.
What's your nookie? You see what I did there?
There we go.
I see.
I like it.
We're going to find out what your nookie is right about now.
Here we
We're going
go.
to start.
Yes.
Question number 1. Alex, how many pillows is too many?
Well, you're going to be thrilled that I have questions about your question. Too many for me? Or
I love it. Yes, in your opinion, dealer's choice.
Okay, so I like to only speak for myself. So everybody's got their own pillow requirements, right?
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
As a sleeper, and probably in many past lives, am a burrower. I have a burrowing instinct in bed. So I like to have at least 2, preferably 4, so that I can create like a multi-layered nest that I go under. This all happens once I go to sleep. I start sleeping on the pillow, perhaps like a human being, but then whatever my rodent brain takes over is like
the spirit animal.
So I very quickly ensconce myself, and apparently that's been going on since I was a little kid. So I think the answer is 4, never too many, because I just go under them. But I can survive with 4.
And there can also be pillow casualties in the middle of the night when you're burrowing. It can fall off. If you have an extra, there's always an extra.
Sacrificial.
Yeah,
absolutely.
The pillows on the front lines always suffer the most.
That's true.
Yes.
They do.
Yeah.
They do. But they're there for you if you fall off the bed. So they're always there.
That is true.
To catch and cradle you. So
when you fall.
I love that.
Yes,
I sense a ballad coming on.
You never know.
Well, you haven't heard question number 2.
All right.
And question number 2 is, what is the perfect pizza order?
Well, you glitched on my screen right now. So what I heard is, what is the perfect P? Is that the question?
Pizza order.
That is not. It would be pizza order.
We all know that burning P is the best P.
Right.
It's the best. It's the most metal. Burning
Right.
P.
Exactly. Again, another band name.
Pizza.
Which is the band
Burning
name factory right here.
Burning P. Burning P sounds like that's got to be like a AC/DC cover band.
Could be.
Because of the voice, right? Right, the voice. That's
right.
Oh
yeah,
yeah,
definitely. It sounds like Burning P. Something's burning.
Something.
Something's burning in there.
Yeah.
Perfect pizza order for me. Again, diets
Yes.
are so individualized and unique and personalized. So me as a lifelong vegetarian, in fact, I just had pizza last night. It would be somewhere between. So you got your deep dish and you got your thin crust, and like sort of like in the middle there. I like to have like a middle sort of softy crust. You got your marinara sauce, tomato, jalapenos, spinach, a little bit of corn on there maybe.
Ooh.
What else is good? I mean, cheese, sure, mozzarella, fine, a little Parmesan. I like to overload it with vegetables, so it kind of depends on what's in the fridge and what's on hand. Sometimes peas are really nice, which you might not think on a pizza, but they work really well.
That's a hot take.
Yeah.
Yeah. Controversial.
I've never had corn on a pizza either.
No, that either.
But I love corn.
But corn like jalapenos, you get the sweet and the spicy.
Yeah. A little roasted corn. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sometimes put a little sriracha in the tomato sauce, so you get a little kick.
Some sriracha, yeah.
And then just like all the garlic that's on hand. I'm half Italian, so part of me craves all the garlic all the time.
Running through the veins.
Right there with you.
Yep. Yeah.
Yeah. As am I.
Absolutely.
That's an interesting pizza order. I like it.
I like that.
I dig it.
I have to try. We have to try corn on pizza. That's going to be a tasting.
That'll be
It's absolutely going to be a
new
tasting.
one.
We're going to do an episode. We're going to do that.
I like it. I'm ready.
So, question number 3, true or false question here.
Mm-hmm.
Cereal is a soup.
I'm going to say interesting. I'm going to say false. And I think it's its own thing. But I understand the impetus for that. It's in a bowl. It's in a liquid, usually, although it can be eaten dry.
Cream-based broth, wheat or rice-based noodle, quote,
sure. Makes sense. But then the crunch part is the part that gives me pause, because not a lot of soups or pastas or anything are. I guess pasta's not a soup, although it's sometimes in soup. Anyway, they're not crunchy. They might be
you could
chewy.
get those little oyster crackers you throw in your chowders.
A lot of times people add crunch to soups. Yeah.
Well, that's adding though.
That's a good point, but that is
You're
adding.
right. You're right.
Yes.
You're right.
It's a good point.
Because I can add to my cereal fruit and nuts and
Very
other
true.
things,
Mm-hmm.
but that wouldn't be what comes out of the box, which is what I assumed. Your default cereal. You got your Frosted Flakes. Of course, those are more chemicals than anything. Anyway, they definitely need
Also
to be their
true.
own category.
Also true.
Yeah.
Yes, absolutely. So he's going to go with false.
He's going to go false. Okay.
I like that.
I can be swayed. I have been swayed
There's no allegiance
in different directions based on different answers. I hold no allegiance to either answer.
And just FYI, my pronouns are they, them. So just
correct.
refer to me as they, not he.
Absolutely.
What are yours, by the way? We didn't cover that at the top of the show.
I am a he, him.
Yep.
Yeah. He, him. It's fine.
Same. Awesome.
And let's see. Number 4.
Yes. Question number 4.
Yeah.
Gift cards.
Mm-hmm.
Lame gift idea or great gift idea?
Oh, I think gift cards are great. Can I put an asterisk on the end?
Oh, absolutely.
Absolutely.
Please.
To stuff that's actually like non-local. By which I mean, so if you're going to get somebody that loves comic books, a gift card to their favorite comic shop, that's one thing. Buying local, that's great. But if it's like an office Christmas party and you get gift cards to the one restaurant that you like that only exists in Calabasas, and your employees don't live there, they live like 30 minutes away, and they're never going to go to it. What you're saying is, I could have given you $30, but instead I've given you a plastic card. And I'm not speaking from personal experience, of course.
I've given you a plastic card that you can now waste more money in gas to go spend.
Yeah.
It's just a jerk. It's a jerk move.
Yeah.
Don't you want to commute to dinner?
Right.
Yeah.
That sounds amazing.
Yeah.
You know how you wanted to have a few drinks with dinner?
Not
Scratch
anymore.
that.
Not
Scratch
anymore.
that.
Not happening. This card actually it's going to help cover gas because you got about 280 miles ahead of you. I hope you've been a trucker before because you need to drive all day and all night to get to Rufio's Custom Steaks off the I-5. You know what I mean? Like, oh my god.
Right.
Yeah.
When you get there, though, onion rings. Get them.
Get the
Yeah, they're great.
Excellent.
Question number 5. What number is Mike thinking of?
I just got 256.
It's a good guess. That was
Am I
a great
super
guess.
high or super low?
Question number 6 is, what is your go-to jukebox pick?
Jukebox.
It could be one of those touch tone things too. I know the youngins, they're all like, what's a jukebox? It's like,
I'm very familiar with the jukebox. The ones you encounter in the wild nowadays pretty much, they mostly just have top 40, so you kind of have to go with what can you stand, but sometimes they have older stuff. So let's see an imaginary jukebox that has anything. See, with these kind of questions though, like what's the mood? What's been the vibe of the evening, right?
Let's paint a picture here.
Set the
Let's
stage.
paint a picture. You walk into a bar.
Yeah.
The vibe is there. I mean, whatever that vibe is.
Mm-hmm.
And at the back of that room, people are having a good time. They're having a few drinks, hanging out. Back of that bar is a jukebox with anything your heart desires.
Okay.
How do you affect that mood? Are you the person that goes, let's keep this going? Or are you a lot like me and go, how do I scare everybody in here?
How do I destroy this room?
How
do I destroy this vibe?
I think for me, it's so crucial. The piece of information that's missing is what are the patrons of the bar? So did I just walk into a bar in North Hollywood? Did I walk into a bar in the Castro in San Francisco? Did I walk into a bar in like a really conservative part of Florida, which I guess would be Florida?
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Yeah.
Are there none?
So it depends. So if it's people whom stand against everything that I love and hold dear, then I'm going to destroy the vibe, right? I'm going to find
Yes. Right.
But if it's people who are really just having a nice time, then I'm going to try to pick something that blends in with that vibe or accentuates or adds to, because I'm someone who does not want to be the center of attention unless I'm on stage or unless I'm doing an interview or something. I like to hide in the shadows like Nosferatu. So there's a lot of variables in that question.
So let's say that is you know what, I want to answer on both. Personally.
Okay.
But let's just say that is the vibe where you're there to enjoy. I when I want to do that, I definitely still want to pop people. Like when people hear the song that you picked, they go, "Oh shit, I haven't heard this in a long time."
Right. Or you want to find your new best friend in the room.
Exactly.
You see the person that stands up and looks around like, "Who just did this?" And then they get the point, and then it's like, "We're friends. Let's talk."
Yeah.
Exactly.
That vibe. Yeah.
I think, well, in the situation that I created where I've walked into a bar filled with alt-right dickheads, I think I'd go for something that RuPaul sang or something, like some like classic drag or queer song that's going to drive them fucking crazy, right?
Yeah.
I will. I don't know if I'll make a lot of new friends. I'll definitely meet people really quickly that way.
Do you think they'll know, or do you think they'll just be like, "I heard this song.
Well, considering
I like this song."
There'll be one like, we don't like this one, right? And certainly not the fourth album. Right. I mean,
Right. Yeah.
differentiated from, their earlier work. And then, of course, I mean, not that I would know about anyway, Clyde's my friend. I've always thought
you're gonna
of him
get
as
really
a friend,
weird.
and it's definitely not any other way.
You're going to get really weird judgment because they're going to be like, oh, fine. Pick the earlier work.
Exactly.
So derivative.
Yeah. Oh. But
I like that.
I like that too.
Yeah,
And you know what? And it's funny because I actually did hear yesterday, Jen was doing a workout. My wife was doing a workout, and that work, move to the left, work.
Yeah.
That was on. And I was like, oh shit, I haven't heard this song forever.
It's a great workout song.
It is a great workout song.
It's a great workout song.
Yeah.
Yeah, their sequel, Move to the Right, broke new ground.
It did. Absolutely. Absolutely.
And then for the other scenario, it really depends on the vibe. Like I love so much music. Like it's a lot easier to list what I don't like than what I do. We'd be here all day. Yeah. So it depends on the vibe. But for me, I'm probably going to pick something from the 90s if we're doing like a classic, like, hey, remember that? Because that's classic now. The 90s are classic rock now.
I know. That bothers me, but yeah.
It's rough. It's rough.
It's true.
Because it feels like it was about 10 years ago to me, but no. It's like...
Yeah. Yeah, like
there are...
Green Day and Nirvana are like... might as well be Chicago and Styx.
Yeah.
To
like students I have.
Yeah. Well, no, and this year, all of the records that are turning 20, I'm just like, no, it's not 20 years old. Stop that, please.
When I used to teach just instrumental one-on-one lessons, I can't remember what the conversation was, but seared in my mind forever as I was like, blah, 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 blah. Like Green Day does. And they're like, who? And I was like, Green Day. And then I realized, oh, you were born in like 2004. So Green Day to you is like an ancient band that maybe your dad listened to or one of your parents or something. You know what I mean? Like what you're interested in, that's like me being forced to learn when I was learning guitar as a kid, like the Eagles or something.
Right.
Mm-hmm. Of course, the Eagles are awesome, and so is Green Day. But they, when you're a kid or a teenager, you're like, I want like now is what's happening, not this old stuff. I also had a situation where I was like, oh yeah, and then we'll like get around it like the Matrix, and they're like, the what? And it was a different person, and I was like, no, Keanu Reeves, and they're like, who? And then
John Wick.
Yeah, I pulled up on my phone. I was like, this person. They're like, oh, the John Wick guy. Yeah, my dad likes those movies. And I go, ah.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
Send your dad in next time. We're going to talk about movies.
I like the 90s pick because I'm just I love 90s music.
Yeah, because that's so our...
Yeah, a lot of good music. Are we going 90s rap, 90s R&B? Are we doing 90s rock, alternative?
Yes.
Like there's a lot of good stuff. Pop, there's all sorts of stuff.
All around. Yeah. It was a real there was a whole like genesis of like creativity that was kind of happening.
Absolutely.
I'm sure anybody can say that about their era when they were growing up, but it felt like that for me,
I think the difference is that around like so many things, the problem goes back to capitalism because there are more indie labels. And so there's more stuff that was actually being put out. Now there's 3 labels and they own all the indies. And unless you and I go start a label right now, that would be an indie label, right? But everything else, if it wants distribution and access to the services, is going through one of the big 3. And so the current thing is no one's into taking chances, whether it's a movie studio, whether it's a record company, whether it's Netflix, whoever. They want stuff that already has a proven track record of success, whether that's rebooting something or somebody that's got like a sizable following. For example, we all know the famous story about how Motley Crue got signed by playing the Sunset Strip, selling out the Sunset Strip, specifically the Whiskey A Go-Go over and over again. Well, if you've ever played the Whiskey A Go-Go. Like I have it, like it holds like what 300 people. So today they'd have 300 followers on like Instagram or something. Like no one would be paying attention. But because it was pre-internet, going to an actual show with that electricity of like 300 people, maybe there's 50 trying to get in from outside. It's sold out, right? And that's all you're doing. You're not fucking around on your phone at the show or whatever. Like it creates a totally different vibe. But their same tactics, if they were a new band today trying to do that, wouldn't serve them because the benchmark has been raised so high. Like, oh, you need to be a celebrity kid, or you need to be born rich, or you need to have, basically not need a label. You need, 2 to 10 million followers. You already got your own merch and you're touring.
Selling 100,000 or getting 100,000 or more downloads before you even release anything.
Absolutely. Yeah. And that tier is really only accomplishable by people who have the money to put into that now, because as you know, royalties don't pay. They never paid well, but they pay even worse now. And then like trying to get any kind of organic reach on anything except TikTok at the moment is really, really hard without the money to do like a marketing campaign. So I think that's why we saw such an explosion of different stuff in the 90s, because they're like, all right, we know we're releasing this record by Madonna and then this record by Prince or whatever. And that's going to cover like us. They're going to be huge. So then we can afford to like spend a little money on these other artists that we're developing. And that's how you get the random one-offs,
that's how you got like a candle box and
right. Yeah, exactly. Someone who, or even the Goo Goo Dolls originally, like they didn't have super catchy stuff originally, but it's like, well, maybe they'll turn to something, the idea of developing a band.
Right.
Yeah.
And choosing stuff based on talent, as opposed to, well, they've already sold this much, so if we put that much money into them, then we could sell this much, right?
Well, I definitely want to get into this more, but we got to finish our questions.
Yes,
and then
more questions.
We'll get that in the full episode for sure.
For sure.
So, question number 7, and then we're at the end. We're at the end of What's Your Bacon in 7 questions. Unless you answer it really well, and then you might maybe be eligible for a special bonus question. We'll see how it goes.
Question? Okay.
I don't want to put any
challenge accepted.
Pressure on you. I want to put pressure on you, but it's there. It's there if you want it. All right. So, question number 7.
Search your soul.
Alex from VATTICA. How do you feel about garden gnomes?
Well, garden gnomes are a reflection of the problems that are in our society and have been here since the inception of America. And I'll tell you why. They're all fucking white is the problem. Have you ever seen a black garden gnome, a brown garden gnome, an Asian garden gnome? It's very hard to find those things. I'm sure they
I see them more recently, but you're right. The classic view,
Yeah, so the problem is everybody's garden has got a little white dude goose stepping around the flowers there and spoiling gardens for everybody who's not named Chad and really thinks that Jordan Peterson raises a few good points. You know what I mean? So I think that it's a microcosm of a larger problem, which is, well, white's default, right? White is default, so it's for everybody. No, it's for some people, right? So whenever I see a garden gnome, I like to destroy them or do something to make them. Also, they're creepy. Like me and my partner went to Joshua Tree for New Year's. That's sort of our little ritual, and we're walking, and she goes, "Look," and out in the desert are just 3 garden gnomes, and they're all staring at each other in a triangle. What is that? Is that like a warning?
That's terrifying.
Is it like an M. Night Shyamalan movie about to break out?
Yeah,
like,
that's a problem.
I've never been excited and happy to see a garden gnome. Just like, my day is better. Like at best, it's a warning.
Right.
I like that answer.
I do too.
And you were steadfast.
Yeah.
So I think
I'm
get a lot of
hard on
wishy-washy.
this one.
We get a lot of wishy-washy on the garden gnome.
I think you get the bonus question.
100%.
I'm ready.
100%.
And now this bonus question, I'm going to tell you, you did say that you're vegan, a vegetarian.
Sure.
We don't discriminate when it comes to bacon here. It could be vegetarian bacon, soy bacon, whatever it is.
There are many delicious forms of bacon.
There's lots of delicious forms of bacon. So, Al clicks, as it says on your name tag.
Yes.
Bacon.
Yeah.
Is it a topping? Is it a side? Or is it a main course?
Yes.
I like that.
That is the correct answer.
That is the correct answer.
That is the correct answer. That's the answer we were looking for. You know, I knew they were not going to be in a box. I knew it.
It's true. Also, that's based on my Spock-like Star Trek observation, because I've never had actual bacon, right? I grew up vegetarian, so I've actually never had meat ever except for trying chicken one time. So to me, I don't actually know. Is it a main course best? Is it like I see people eat it for everything and everyone seems to love it? I think as someone who's had the soy versions or the Beyond Meat versions or whatever, who am I to say that that's better or in any way comparable? Right? It looks the same. Right. It's got the same shape, but it's made out of like plant fungus or whatever. I don't know what they make it out of. So, so I feel like observing other people, they seem to think that bacon is the answer. And I mean, it's in beard oil. You know what I mean? Like it seems to have many uses. So I think it's got to be at least all of those. If it can lubricate one's raw masculine beard, then it can be a breakfast or an entree or perhaps a cereal.
Perhaps. Oh, bacon cereal.
Mayhaps.
Yeah. Alex, I love that answer. You have won nothing but our undying admiration.
But our admiration is there.
I appreciate it.
We will be
It's better than a gift card.
It is better.
Definitely better than a gift card to a local place by us.
Yeah.
Alex will be joining us this Monday on Bacon Is My Podcast. But before we go, can you please let everybody know where they can find everything going on with you and VATTICA?
Yes, you can find me at VATTICA, VATTICA, on all the things, but I'm really only using TikTok and Instagram and my website, which is officialvattica.com. So you can find long dormant things across all socials. But if you really want to keep up with me, I'm on TikTok, and then I've got a new song coming out called Back to Life. It comes out on February 24th. So either it is out now when you're listening to this, or it's about
to this. It will be out.
It is out.
It
right
is
now,
out.
This is. If you're listening to this on day one, it is March the 6th. So
excellent. So
so we're in March the 3rd.
March the 3rd.
Yeah.
So it's a different time. The song's been out for a bit. If I ask you to pre-save it, you'd have to go back in time. And if you have that technology, please contact me. But
please do it.
Just push the little heart.
Just play it. Yeah, like it. Add it to a playlist. Please.
Share it with friends.
Please.
Yes.
Yeah.
Add it to a playlist.
Put it in a jukebox
number one.
at an alt-right hangout in Florida or Mississippi.
Yes. I will say, as a person who has not heard Back to Life yet, but I have listened to everything else on the Spotify. The music is awesome.
I hate it. I can't wait for them to not ever play again. Oh, I thought this was the direction you were going.
If I hated it, I wouldn't have said any of that. I would have hoped. I would have just
heard. As someone who hasn't heard the new single, I hope that I never have to hear one again because I
hope it better be as good as the stuff that's out. Otherwise, I'm gonna be like, yeah, well, they sold out now.
Yeah.
Now everything else on there is amazing. So go check out the songs, go check out the music, and definitely come back Monday and check out the full chat. And we'll see you then. But until then. Remember to ask yourself a very important question every day. We like to think of bacon as
a metaphor.
Sure, it's a topping and a side and a dessert and a beard oil and a lubricant. Yeah, it can be all those things. But we like to think of it as that metaphor, that thing. Just like it makes whatever else is on your plate a little bit more interesting. What is that thing in your life? What is that thing in your life that makes every day a little bit more tolerable? What is it, that thing that makes the things that you love a little more lovable and the things that you hate a little less hateable? What is it that you can turn to? Is it books? Is it movies? Is it music? Is it food? Is it cooking? Is it friends? Whatever it is that makes your life better, ask yourself every day, just so you know, and you keep it in. What's your bacon?
Yep.